Okay, so this video is for my pre-calc senior experience students. Sad day, last pre-calc Mr. Chapel YouTube video of the year for you. I know you're all upset. You know, I expect 5 views from all 5 of you and a comment saying of how well you like these videos. That's what I expect. Okay. No, just kidding. So let's do 3 problems here. Again, these problems take a little bit of time, so make sure you're working carefully, and maybe you want to try on your own and then compare just to see how you're doing. Again, the numbers won't be too bad, so make sure you're getting some nice round numbers. All right, here we go. So we're going to solve this system by substitution. So in this problem here, I have 2 systems, and if you know ahead of time, the top one is going to be a circle when we graph, and the bottom one, since x and y are both to the first power, this is just a line. So I'm actually going to solve the bottom one, okay? And you know what stinks is, and for this one, we're going to take the line, and we're going to I'm going to take this line 3x plus 2y equals 39. And I'm going to solve this for a variable. Now, this is kind of tricky because they both have a number in front of them. So why don't we solve this for x? Because when I have to get rid of that 3, that's going to go evenly into 39. It's going to create less fractions. There's still going to be a fraction, but it's less fractions. So I'm going to subtract 2y. So 3x equals 39 minus 2y. And then I'll divide by 3. That means everything gets divided by 3, and x equals, this becomes 13 minus 2/3 y. And, that's gross, but again, this is grosser than what's going to be on your quiz, but we'll still work through it. So now this x goes in for x in the first equation. Okay, so I'll change colors here. So we're going to go 13 minus 2/3 y squared plus y squared equals 169, okay? And we're going to multiply out this binomial by itself. So that's what this squared means. So we have 169 minus, and now 13 times 2/3, the 13 goes to the top. 26/3 y. This becomes another minus 26/3 y. And this, when you multiply, becomes a 4/9 y squared. And that equals 169. I'm sorry. Plus, I forgot, plus y squared equals 169. And now let's clean up the garbage here. So let's combine these 2 y squareds. Now this is a 1y squared, so I can make it anything over itself. So make it a 9 over 9, which makes that a 13/9 y squared. These 2 combine to give you negative, and this becomes negative 52 over 3y, and that's still a positive 169. And now, if you see the 169s are the same on both sides, they're going to cancel. Like, I would want to bring that 169 to the left, but they're just going to cancel when I do. So you're going to get 13/9 y squared minus 52/3 y equals 0. Okay? And now with all these fractions, let's multiply by the LCD. I'll change colors again. I'll change the blue. The LCD of these 2 denominators is a 9. So let's multiply everything by 9 just to alleviate the fraction. So these 9's cancel and we get 13y squared. Over here, this becomes some big number over 3, but it reduces to 156. And that's the 0, 156y. And now, to solve this binomial, this 2-term equation, we're going to pull out a common factor. The common factor here is going to be a 13y. When you pull out the 13y, you're left with y minus 12. So now this is factored, set each one equal to 0. 13y equals 0. Y minus 12, sorry for the doo-doo, equals 0. Divide by 13, y is 0, add 12, y is 12. I have 2 y values, meaning I'm going to have 2 intersection points. So now what we do is we take these 2 points, and I'll go back to orange, or no, I'll change to pink. and we plug them in to that first equation to get the x values that go with these 2 points. So x equals 13 minus 2/3 times 0. That part goes away, so x is 13. So one of your points is 13, 0. The second y value, x equals 13 minus 2/3 times 12. This is going to be 13, and this becomes 8. So this x value is 5, and your second point is 5, 12. And now I want to graph this, okay? All right, so I'm going to bring my two equations down. So the two original equations were x squared plus y squared equals 169, and it was 3x plus 2y equals 39. So for the first one, remember how to solve that circle for y. You would subtract x squared. Y squared equals 169 minus x squared, and then you take the square root. And remember, you get two answers, plus or minus, and nothing simplifies. And that's what I'll plug in my calculator. For the linear equation, 3x plus 2y equals 39. I need to solve this for y, so I'll subtract 3x, 2y equals, and to put it in slope-intercept form, do it like so, and then divide by 2, everything. Negative 3/2 x plus 39 halves. And now I'm going to create my x, y, and I'll use my graphing calculator. And I'll just plug these into y equals. Okay? So when I do this, so again, I will plug in the two parts of the circle first. So square root of 169 minus x squared, negative square root of 169 minus x squared, and then negative 3 divided by 2x plus 39 divided by 2. And I'll zoom standard. And I notice that my window's not big enough, okay? So notice that one of the answers is 13. And if you know what this circle is, the radius is also 13. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back it up. So I'm actually going to double my window. So if you press the window button, I'm going to go negative 20 to 20 and negative 20 to 20. You don't have to change the scale. You can change it to 2s if you want to or whatever, but I'm not going to. And I'll regraph. Yes, and here we go. And my circle is presenting itself. And there's my line. So here is my circle. It looks something like this. And my line intersects here and somewhere like here. And there's my line. So this would be right here. This would be the point 13, 0, and that would be the point 5, 12. And there's your picture. Okay? So make sure you can do by substitution, and then also put in the calculator to show me the picture to verify. And again, this one with the fractions, harder than what you'll see on the test. Okay, so no worries there. Okay, 2 here. Here we go. Let's do our Gaussian elimination. Okay, this is the ending as Gaussian elimination here with this matrices. Sorry, with this system of equations. Sorry, and it says use matrices. No, we're just gonna use Gaussian elimination to solve. So what I notice is this says 1x. I love it. So now I need to make the x's disappear in the bottom 2. So here's what I'll do, and I'll start up here with my arrow. I'm going to take equation 2, and I'm simply going to add a negative 1 times equation 1. Because I want to make these x's cancel, this says 1x, so make that say negative 1x. So what do I get? Well, my first equation remains the same. Now my second equation, x minus x goes away. No y minus y is minus y. And negative 2z minus negative 5z is negative 2z plus 5z, and that's plus 3z. 1 minus 3 is negative 2. And now I'll do a similar thing with equation 3. I'm going to take equation 3, and I want to get rid of this 2x, so multiply equation 1 by negative 2. So now those I'll do right over here. Okay? So that's going to be 2x plus negative 2x, which goes away. Negative y plus negative 2y, negative 3y. Negative z plus 10z, that's 9z. 0 plus negative 6, that's negative 6. There. Okay? And now from here you have two choices. You can get this to say 1y, or you could work to cancel out this negative 3y in the bottom. Let's make this say 1y, okay? So let's multiply the second equation by negative 1. Alright, so let me do that in a different color in case it doesn't show up. Red sometimes is. So this is going to say negative 1 times equation 2. Alright, so first equation stays the same. Second equation, everything gets changed, the sign. Y minus 3z equals 2. Third equation remains the same. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take equation 3, which is what I want to change. I want to get rid of this y. And I'm going to add to it 3 equation 2's. Okay. So equation 1 remains the same. Equation 2 remains the same. And now equation 3, here's the scratch work. So we have negative 3y plus 3y. 0 goes away. 9z minus, or plus 3 times negative 3. Negative 9z. Uh-oh. That goes away. That left side cancels. Let's try the numbers now. Negative 6 plus 3 times 2. That's 6. Uh-oh. That cancels. 0. We get 0 equals 0. This is true. Which means we're going to have infinitely many solutions. Okay? So technically what we can do is we can just cross off this bottom row. And now we have a non-square. We have a non-square system. And this is where we enter the parameter. Parameter. Let z equal a. Okay? So now our answer is going to be in terms of a. So y, now we're using back substitution. Y minus 3a equals 2. Add your 3a. Y equals 3a plus 2. There's my y. Okay? And now I'm going to plug both of those into the top equation. X plus 3a plus 2. Notice because it says plus, I don't need parentheses. Minus 5a equals 3. Combine your a's. X minus 2a plus 2 equals 3. Add 2a, subtract 2. Add 2a, subtract 2. X equals, and we get 2a plus 1. And this is my infinite solution in terms of the parameter a. 2a plus 1, 3a plus 2, and a. And again, if you were to pick a letter for a, or number for a, such as like 1, you would get a definite solution, and that should work in your system of equations. And there you go. So beware of these non-square, right? Maybe I should put this in here. That this now becomes a non-square matrix, or non-square system. Okay. Last question here. All right, vertical motion. An object in vertical, travels with this height, this equation. Here's some points. T is 1, S is 184, 2, 116, 3, 16. Find the standard equation. Okay, so we are going to start by finding our three equations, by plugging in these numbers. So S, 184 equals 1/2 a times 1 squared plus v sub 0 times 1 plus s sub 0. 116 equals 1/2 a times 2 squared plus v sub 0 times 2 plus s sub 0. 16 equals 1/2 a times 3 squared plus v sub 0 times 3 plus s sub 0. And these three equations will make my system after I simplify. So we have this one goes away. So we have 1/2 a plus v sub 0 plus s sub 0 equals 184. 1/2 times 4 is 2, so this is 2a plus 2v sub 0 plus s sub 0 equals 116. And the bottom one, 9 times 1/2 is 9/2 a plus 3v sub 0 plus s sub 0 equals 16. And the first thing I will do to make my life easy is I will get rid of the fractions by taking the top and bottom equations and multiplying them by 2. My middle equation will stay the same. So we have a plus 2v sub 0 plus 2s sub 0 equals 368. Let me make sure I don't make a mistake. The second equation stays the same. And now the bottom equation times by 2. 9a plus 6v sub 0 plus 2s sub 0 equals, and that's a 32. Okay? And again, just double checking to make sure I didn't make a mistake. I don't think I did, so life's good. So now we need to eliminate the a's down here. I love that a in the top equation. So now let's eliminate some a's. So how are we going to do that? Well, let's take equation 2, and let's add -2 equation 1's. So what's going to happen? Well, that's the old problem. Let's slide this over. Well, the first line remains the same. A plus 2v sub 0 plus 2s sub 0 equals 368. Now, the second equation is going to change, right? That's what we're doing here. So I'll do it right over here. So we have 2a plus -2a. That goes away. 2v sub 0 plus -4v sub 0. That's -2v sub 0. S sub 0 plus -4 s sub 0. That's -3 s sub 0's. 116 plus, and now 368 times -2, -736. And that is 620. Negative. Okay, so there's equation 2 changed. And now let's do equation 3. So we're going to take equation 3, and to it we're going to add, and now again let's use equation 1. Let's multiply equation 1 by -9 this time. And again, I'll do it right here in this space. So we have 9a plus -9a is 0. 6v sub 0 plus -18 v sub 0, that's -12 v sub 0's. 2 s sub 0's plus -18 s sub 0's, that's -16 s sub 0's. And then the numbers, 32 plus, and 368 times -9 is -3312, and that comes out to be -3280. So there's my system now. Okay? So now what am I going to do? Well, I have choice. I can make this say 1v sub 0, but that would create a fraction here. Or I could try to alleviate the v sub 0 or eliminate the v sub 0 down here. I'm going to do that, okay? So I know it's a little bit different than we did the last one, but that's what I'm going to do. So now I'm going to take equation 3. If you do not do it this way, it's fine. And I'm going to add, and now if this says negative 12, I need that to say positive 12, so I have to multiply by negative 6. So the first equation remains the same. A plus 2v sub 0 plus 2s sub 0 equals 368. The second equation remains the same. Negative 2v sub 0 minus 3s sub 0 equals negative 620. And now the last equation is going to change. And I'm going to do it right over here. So we have negative 12v sub 0, and that's going to be plus 12v sub 0. That'll go away. Negative 16v sub 0 plus, and that'll become 18s sub 0. That'll be 2s sub 0s. Negative 3280 plus, and negative 6 times negative 620 comes out to be 3720. That will be a positive 440. Now I need to make my v sub 0 and s sub 0 with 1s in front of them. So let's take negative 1/2, the second equation, equation 2. And let's take positive 1/2, equation 3. So the first equation, a plus 2v sub 0 plus 2s sub 0 equals 368. The second equation, v sub 0 plus 3/2 s sub 0 equals 310. And the third equation, s sub 0 equals 220. And now I know what my s sub 0 is. My s sub 0 is 220. So I'll plug that into the second equation. V sub 0 plus 3/2 220 equals 310. V sub 0 plus, this becomes 330 equals 310. Subtract 330. V sub 0 is negative 20. Good. So I have my V sub 0 now, or the initial velocity. And now we plug it into the top equation. A plus 2 times negative 20 plus 2 times 220 equals 368. This entire thing becomes plus 400. And subtract 400. And there's that negative 32. And again, if you take physics, you know that's the acceleration due to gravity. And that's what should happen if we're going vertically. Okay? And now I have everything I need to plug it into my formula. So my formula is S equals 1/2 A times t squared plus V sub 0 times t plus S sub 0. So the simplified version, S equals negative 16t squared minus 20t plus 220. And there is your standard position equation. Alright, so if you are good at these, I mean, you should have no problem on tomorrow's quiz. Thanks for watching. Thanks for having a great year with precalc, and good luck. Alright, we'll see you. Bye.